We got the taco wagon loaded. We're ready to roll. Taco Tuesday, go! That was sad.
Oh man.
We have arrived. The whole taco crew. Tacos. Many men, one taco stand. Just in time, big ass line just started. I don't know what this is, but it looks delicious. I think those are spiders. Oh, and then we got tacos. And we got queso tacos. These are, so this is, it's like a spider with a tortilla. And a spider is just like fried cheese. And you got the horchata. And you got, Kevin's already like mowed through his. And the rest of the crew is over here starving. And I'm gonna leave before they get their food. Because, you know, it's taking forever. So, I think Michael hasn't even ordered yet. He's got two of them. Because, you know, diabetes. Well, I'm pretty sure this is diabetes.
I know all about diabetes.
This is legit. Kevin knows all about diabetes. He's got the diabetes. This is some legit horchata. Taco Tuesday. Super quick tech tip. Make sure prior to your tune appointment, your devices are up to date. It just kills time, and when time is money, you know, waiting for an update that takes 20, 25, 30 minutes, that chews up a lot of time on the dyno. So if you want your tuner to be able to spend time tuning your car instead of updating your device, plug it into your computer at home. Get the updates. I promise everything will be better. On this same topic, always talk to your tuner before you purchase a device or decide how it is that you're going to tune your car, because odds are your tuner is going to tell you the most effective and efficient tuning solution. So I have a Chevy Sonic here, and I'm tuning this on a Diablosport. Now these Diablosports are known for their Dodge Mopar tuning capabilities, but not so well known for the Chevy capabilities, and there's a legitimate reason why. I would never recommend this product on a Chevy. The biggest reason is actually the data logger. I'm actually going to be using the HP Tuner's data logger on this car because these inTunes on the Chevys have extremely limited data logging capabilities. They can't even log fuel trims correctly. They don't log knock correctly. It's not an acceptable product for tuning a modified vehicle. And this is a Chevy Sonic, but this is a heavily modified Chevy Sonic. I mean, I've got window nets, bigger injectors, bigger turbo, you know, the whole 9 yards. And I'm sitting here tuning it on a Diablosport, which the number of revisions required for a tune on one of these, we're probably looking at 3 to 4, maybe even 5 hours to tune this car. Where if we were tuning it on HP tuners, we would be an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So a huge difference. Some people really like the handhelds. Well, the cool thing with HP tuners is you can actually use a similar device called an N-Gauge. It's from a company called N-Motion, and that device allows you to transfer tunes, carry multiple maps, and data log, all without having to buy another one of these devices. It's actually cheaper than this Diablosport, or at least it's pretty much the same price, and it allows you essentially more capability than what this is going to do on this car. So always talk to your tuner before you make your purchase, and I promise you'll get a better result. Maybe your tuner loves this product on these cars, and if that's what they recommend, then go for it. Like I said, it's not what I would recommend, but if somebody else is tuning the car, definitely what they're comfortable with and what they use on a daily basis is what's going to provide you the best workflow. So let's start this thing up and see. This is my third startup revision. Again, these are big injectors and unknown big injectors. That's a whole nother can of worms about having good injector data. These are just called 42 pounders. Who knows who actually makes them? They're Bosch bodies, but we don't know who modified them, what the latencies are, any of that. So just kind of going off of default values here. So Here we go. Let's start this thing up and see what we got. Well, it starts. That's a good sign. Now let me plug in my logger and see where we're at. That was a little funny. We'll get that ironed out though. This isn't a tuning video, this is just a tip video. But let's take a quick look here, start scanning, and see where we're at. We still got a pretty heavy fuel trim, pulling 25, 26, 27% total. But it's actually idling a lot better than my last attempt. So we're gonna pull a little more fuel out and see if we can get even closer, and this will be our 4th startup revision. In fact, let's give it a little rev here. Looks like we're about 14% off once we get up in the revs. Maybe still closer to 20. We're not looking at these two, they're just defaults. We're looking at this here, combined, short-term, long-term, bank one, because this only has one bank. Got the Resto Mod Specials 72 Chevelle, and look at this thing. Got a 70 Challenger. Both of these are EFI swapped. I know that's blasphemy, but this one's got full interior and everything. Woo, look at that creamy white. Dang, gotta watch these doors. Park these cars pretty far apart, but apparently not far enough. Oh yeah, this thing's pretty. 440 port inject. And here we are in this beautiful Challenger with this beautiful interior, and I'm just gonna sigh. You know, it's like you take an extremely beautiful car and you decide that you want to tune it on a Megasquirt. And I mean, it'll work. It'll get the job done. But there are definitely more elegant solutions that would provide a better overall product. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the price tag ends up being similar. You know, if you spend 10, 15 hours sorting out what's going on with this Megasquirt versus just dropping in a harness and a good EFI system, you know, you could end up with out the door the same price tag, and now you have an inferior product because you are running this Megasquirt versus running like a Haltech or a Link or something that's just a better system. So anyway, we're gonna get this Challenger on the dyno here and start sorting it out. And I love it because the customer's complaints, the car, you know, he got it all set up himself and put it on this map that he, you know, purchased. And his complaint is, well, it doesn't run very good. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's a Megasquirt. It probably runs, I mean, we'll get it running better, but you know, you're just constantly fiddling with it. So if you like fiddling with stuff, Megasquirts are okay. And if you like doing it yourself, Megasquirt's okay. But even doing it yourself anymore, there's pretty much all of the different engine managements on the market are pretty do-it-yourself compatible. And they're pretty open and flexible, which is what everyone said Megasquirt was good for before, was it was open and flexible. Well, now everybody's open and flexible. So there's not really a lot of reason to run it. And the price on the Megasquirts has come up so much that it's now with the harness, I mean, you're talking about a $500 price difference between the Megasquirt and, you know, an Elite 750 or an Elite 750 would run V8. Got the big motor in here, 440. It's got this Edelbrock intake. Set it over there. Megasquirt power relay over here. So this is what we're dealing with here. We got this Megasquirt relay and port injection with Mustang injectors. Don't know, I'll have to figure out exactly which size those are. The customer just says Mustang injectors. So we'll sort that out. Rising regulator, have to see what kind of pressure we're getting out of her. Looks pretty good. It's a lot of motor shoehorned into this thing. You'd think this would have a big engine bay, but it's surprisingly small. So we got this thing tuned up, and now it's time to take it for a little test drive. All right, so we've got the old data logger going here, and we'll just go ahead and turn on logging. And basically got it all dialed in, wide open throttle on the dyno and a whole bunch of part throttle. So now we're just gonna let the corrections run and drive it around a little bit, see where we end up. One of the customer complaints was an off throttle condition where when it would return to idle, it would stall for a second. So we'll see if we can address that. Some little steering clunks. But this is a pretty nice little car. It's fun getting to drive lots of different types of cars, modern, old muscle, and then resto mod. So I really do like these resto mods. I think it's the way that you should build one of these cars. You know, you can spend a whole lot of money building old motors, and this is an old motor in this. It's not really a new fancy engine of any kind, but let's get out here. I hate this exit. Seems to be coming to an idle pretty good now. Yeah, it feels pretty good in low acceleration. My EGO looks pretty good. EGO is basically Megasquirt's it's their closed loop fuel trim acronym. So it'd be nice to find the blower in this thing. Yeah, this drives pretty good. What we're looking for is we're looking for corrections under 10% on the short term. I'm seeing, as I'm logging here, about 5 to 8%, and it's a positive trim, which, you know, sometimes you prefer a negative trim because that means it defaults to the rich side of things. So what I'm going to do, since I have a positive trim and I'm at a stoplight, you're not supposed to tune while you're driving, so it looks like from about 1600 on I could use about 5% more fuel. So we're going to do 5%. Alright, and we'll give that a quick little burn at the stoplight here, and we'll keep driving, and then we'll smooth this out once we're back from our drive. But for now we're just throwing a little bit of fuel at it. So initial acceleration is pretty good. I do still have this RPM draw, or this weird RPM hang. Get in your lane, truck. This weird RPM hang when you first come off the throttle, and I think it's probably intended to keep it from stalling off throttle, but it feels kind of weird. So we're gonna, when we get back to the shop, take a quick look at that, see if we can iron that out a little bit. But we're still data logging. I've logged this entire drive, so we'll have lots of good data. But now for what I'm sure you've all been waiting for, some noise, not super fast, but there you go. These cars just sound good, they feel good. You know, it's not a, like I said, it's not a powerhouse engine, but it feels good. This road's so rough down here at the end. All these potholes, or the manhole covers stick up like 2 or 3 inches. I don't like to hit them. I don't like to go square over them because I drive a lot of lowered cars, so I've just gotten used to driving around them. But yeah, it feels good in transition. It feels good off throttle to no delay getting on the throttle. So I think we're probably pretty dialed as far as the tune goes. My fuel trims are looking within a couple of percent, and everything seems pretty sorted out. So I'm gonna go do a little bit more work on this idle, or idle hang as it comes back to idle, and this will be ready to deliver. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It's not all Subaru content. Try to mix it up a little bit. And back to the original point of this video, listen to your tuner, listen to the shop that you trust. We work on these things every single day of the week. We're not one guy on the internet, one guy on the forums who has an opinion. We have experience in the matters, and we know what systems work and why they work, and what systems don't work and why they don't work. So just listen, and I promise you'll end up with a better product and a better result and a better driving car, smoother, faster, more efficient, and way more reliable if you just listen to the professionals instead of listening to Joe Schmo on the forum. So thanks for watching. Until next week, enjoy.